Midweek Live. This looks quite a bit different than normal. You're probably going, what is happening right now? Well, we're just kind of having to improvise a little bit because we're making a change. We're actually moving into our office buildings pretty soon, and as we do that, we're having to move over our network and some other things. And so, yeah, we're doing this outside today, but we hope that we're meeting you at lunch break or just kind of as you're taking your little break in the middle of the day. My name is Kim. This is Emma. We're sitting with Emma today, our junior high director. We're going to kind of hear a little bit more from her. I just want to right out of the gate say today is Steve Williams' birthday, so we're so excited about that. Make sure that you drop in Facebook and Instagram. We've posted it. We'd love to just wish him a happy birthday. We hope he has a great one today. We want to show him all the love we have for him. So happy birthday, Steve. We love you. Also want to mention, for all you parents out there, maybe you're kind of looking for something to do for Halloween. Our MP kids have really just kind of looked to find some ways to get you connected. And so on Friday is Surge, 5th and 6th graders, and we're going to be invited to come on campus. I understand that they would love for you to bring a white t-shirt because you guys are going to do some fun stuff with that. Not wear it, just bring it. And of course your masks, because we want to keep socially distanced and safe and all of that. And then on Saturday morning, we're doing, I understand it's like an Ollie Halloween hunt. Yep. It sounds pretty fun. So Ollie is the little owl that does a lot of their videos for kids, and they're going to hide Ollie on our campus so you can actually do a scavenger hunt and look for him. And I also understand that they're doing a drive-through option too, so that sounds really fun. Would love for you guys to join us for that. But today we get to talk about student ministries, and student ministries is junior high and high school.
Yep.
And here comes Emma. So Emma, you took on the role as junior high director. When did that happen?
That happened at the beginning of September.
Okay.
Last September.
Okay.
So it's been about 2 months.
Okay.
It's been so fun.
Yeah. So how long have you been coming to Northpointe?
I've been coming to Northpointe for 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So were you a part of junior high and high school here yourself?
I was a part of high school.
Okay.
So I started freshman year. I was out at a far church in like deep Clovis, and it was just kind of far from home. And so my best friend at the time, still my best friend, Taylor, we're still friends.
She's like, what? No.
We've been best friends since 7th grade, and then freshman year she decides to tell me, oh, my dad's the pastor of this church, want to come? And I was like, wow, okay, thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So kind of started freshman year with high school, so it's been a blast, and then getting to serve in high school and worship and all of that.
So you may actually recognize Emma not just from student ministries, but Emma, you play an instrument.
I play piano.
You play piano.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe you've seen me on a Sunday up on the keys.
Leading worship.
Yeah.
Yes. Emma, I love watching Emma lead worship because Emma not only plays but loves to sing while she's playing, which is just always really cool.
It's fun.
You know? Yeah. So we really appreciate it. So tell us a little bit more, like, let's say that you were maybe a parent or a 6th grader that promoted at the end of last year. Really weird year end, I'm sure.
Weird,
and maybe you're just like not sure about joining junior high and kind of what that looks like right now. Could you kind of unpack, when does it happen?
The transition?
Yeah.
The transition happens over summer.
Okay.
So, the transition was a little bit weird.
A little different
obviously.
this year.
But right now, students can be a part of our midweek services that are going on, and we actually just moved indoors.
Oh, really?
Yesterday for junior high.
What?
Yep, we figured out a way. We've got social distancing going on, mask inside, all of the guidelines are being followed, which is awesome that we can do that and go inside.
Yeah.
Because it is getting colder out here, so it's a little bit chilly. So we are doing like pre-service game and worship outside under the tents, which is where we do Sunday service, and then we head indoors for teaching and small groups.
Okay.
So that's kind of what junior high students can be a part of right now.
Okay.
And that's weekly on Tuesdays starting at 7 to about
7.
8:30.
So that's here on campus. Now let's say that you're maybe not able to leave the home quite yet.
Totally.
What does it look like for a junior higher who's like at home still?
Yeah. They will be able to tune in on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's Northpointe Student Ministries on YouTube, and we're gonna live stream our service.
Okay.
So they'll kind of see everything going on that our students are experiencing here, and then they can hop on a Zoom group, and then our small group leaders will have them join in online, and they'll be with their small group.
Okay, so it sounds like there's plenty of options.
Yep.
No, we were actually doing that. So we'll make sure to drop in the link, by the way, for Student Ministries YouTube, so you can follow that. And you guys have been doing services every single week.
Yep.
All throughout this thing, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, for a while in the very beginning, that was like our church time, because I'm pretty busy on Sundays, and so at home on Wednesday nights we were like watching and doing small group with my own family, and that was just a ton of fun. Because I hadn't gotten a chance to do church with my family and like do topic discussions like in live time in a while. So so we'll make sure to drop in that link for them. But to have an option, are you guys going to plan to like continue that option for online kind of moving forward?
Yep, moving forward for the rest of the year and 2021,
Okay.
probably for a long time.
Yeah.
It's working that families are connecting online,
Great.
so we want to continue that and continue to serve families online. And even if you can't make it a week, they can still have the option to watch it at their own time and watch it together as a family too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly, I really love watching together as a family.
Yeah, that's fun.
So tell me kind of so usually Student Ministries follows the same kind of pattern that a normal like high school, normal just like school in general's flow. So like summers you guys kind of do something different, and then there's like spring breaks you guys kind of do something different. So we're coming up on some holidays. We're coming up on Thanksgiving, and we're coming up on Christmas. What does it look like for you guys during these like holiday months coming up?
Yeah, so we go ahead and take the same breaks from like services as they would from school.
Okay.
So we kind of follow that school calendar. So Thanksgiving break, we'll take that week off, and then heading into Christmas time, those 3 or 2 weeks that they get off will be off as well.
Okay.
But we are still trying to get creative and say like, let's do a little something. So that's to come.
Okay.
Stay updated with, like, on our social media or parent email. So.
Yeah. So, that's perfect. So, so social media, we will also drop those links in there in case you aren't following. They have a junior high specific one on Instagram, and they also have one for high school specifically. But you've actually just started something new on Facebook for some of our parents. And speaking as a parent who like had kids going through junior high and high school, and boys, I love my guys, but they're not always so great at like sharing information.
Totally.
Communication is always really difficult. So I understand that you guys have developed kind of a group within our Northpointe main site on Facebook that's for specific junior high parents and high school parents.
Yes.
And what kind of information are you guys kind of putting out there for parents?
Yeah, we just want it to be a place where parents can come and land and connect and make friends with other parents who have children the same age and going through the same life stages, so they can connect, ask questions, any questions that they have. They can just post on there, and it's not just like I'm running it or our junior high team is running it. I want them to really run it and say, hey, my child had the same experience, here's how we encourage them, or here's how we approach the situation. They can also find like parent resources about specifically for junior high and high school on their separate groups, stuff that junior hires are being exposed to, experiencing, being discouraged by, or just stuff that is going on in our society that affects our junior high student. So they can find articles that we'll be posting on there. I'll be posting like the message series of what we're going to be going into each month, just so that they can continue that dialogue when their student goes home, and so they can ask questions about it, rather than just saying, hey, how's small group? And they're like, it was fine.
Yeah.
Now, now they can say like, hey, I know you're learning about this, and so you can kind of
helps the dialogue a little bit more.
Yep, because junior high is such a funny stage where everything that they answer replies like yes, no, good, fine.
Well, I don't think it's just junior high. I feel like it goes all the way through high
school.
school.
Sometimes that's so true. Yep. Yeah.
So what series are you guys in like right now? I understand you guys just kicked off a new series, right?
We just kicked off for junior high a series called It's Personal, and it's all about knowing Jesus personally, and when we do know Jesus, how we can know others personally, and how we can just make it personal, because it feels good when we have those relationships, when people know our name and they know our favorite color and our favorite Netflix show or whatever. But that's kind of really what we're headed into, is the value of being known and seen, and that we have Jesus who does that for us already, and that's that starting place, that he invites us into that relationship with him, that we're known and seen by him, and then we can go ahead and do the same thing for other people. So we're in a four week series about what it means to be personal.
You know, what have you noticed has been like the most common themes for maybe junior hires this year? Like, what's been the struggle? I mean, I feel like everybody has something because it's just been a really difficult year. But what do you think you hear the most from junior hires, especially maybe even as incoming seventh graders who had, like, I'm sure this huge plan for things to be like different and new and exciting and kind of scary, but now it just kind of feels like, what has happened? Like, I don't even get to go on my junior high campus.
I would say what I've been hearing most and seeing is like struggling to connect with friends again, and so then it creates this loneliness feeling, and then you're kind of just stuck in like, well, I don't know how they feel about. There's just a bunch of like just hard. Obviously, it's been the hardest year to connect with people in general. But I would definitely say continuously. But even like this has happened before 2020. When those transition happens out of 6th grade into junior high, there's so many more people, there's different friend groups that you can be a part of, and so you're trying to figure out, that was my best friend a month ago when we were 6th graders, and now what's going on? So I think a big thing that junior hires face is just trying to figure out who's my friend right now. Can I be friends with this new group? It's kind of like they're trying on these different personalities too. And parents can for sure get freaked out by that. It's like, that wasn't my little girl or my son last week. Who are they this week? And something I have to say to that is like, that is so normal. Let them try, as long as it's safe. Within reason. Disclaimer. But that is so normal, and they're really figuring out if this connection of who they are and with their friends is gonna work, or is this my friend? Is this truly where I'm at? So a lot of like the connecting with friends, and then that just ties into who they are as a person and identity.
And how do you think like small group leaders really impact their student? I mean, like, I always, as a parent, you want to create an environment where you can talk to your kid, your young adult, your teenager, and they don't always want to talk with us, and they get to that stage, especially junior high and high school, and they're kind of done hearing like all you have to say about stuff. And I'm guessing leaders kind of find themselves in that role, and that's kind of maybe one of the most important things.
I think our small group leaders, they're so like invested to caring for the student, and not just throwing like a bunch of Bible facts at them. Like, that's not really the point. The point is that valuable connection and mentor role, so that when they say, hey, I'm going through this, do you have advice? And this leader's like, I've been there, I can help you out, I can get you connected to maybe a different leader in the junior high ministry that had that same exact experience. But really, it's always just encouraging our students, giving them that, like, there's always a positive, no matter what, that there's always a positive, and that's really what our junior high leaders do so well. And really, our main value and point is always pointing them to Jesus. And as a leader, if you don't know anything to do that night, are you pointing them to Jesus? Because that's our main goal, that they're knowing Jesus. And that's kind of how our junior high leaders, their role and as they mentor.
For sure. Well, being in junior high, the director, what would you say to your, like, if you were to go back in time, you're sitting across from Emma's in junior high. What would you say to yourself in junior high?
I remember, as every junior high student is weird and different in a great way, I remember I wanted to just have a bunch of friends, and it goes back to that friendship and connecting with people. And I remember before I realized when I realized, I might care what people think of me, I would literally go around to different groups and just introduce it was so weird. I look back and I'm like, what were you doing? but it was really cool. But
so you kind of did the opposite. A lot of junior hires kind of clam up a bit, but you kind of did the opposite.
Yeah, right. Which wasn't a bad thing, but I would, until I realized, I don't know if it was a friend who told me or something that clicked where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being so weird. Like, I can't do this. I can't meet new people. I can't just go up to people. And so then I pulled away. And that's usually where junior hires honestly start. But I would tell myself, no, like go meet new people. They're wanting to do the exact same thing. So go befriend someone and go meet new people.
Yeah, you would actually say push against that.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it's funny. Even as you were sharing this stuff, I'm thinking to myself, so junior hires are basically just like adults. I mean, truth be told, right? So some of the concerns you just mentioned for like how difficult the year has been.
Yeah.
Adults are feeling the same way. They're feeling disconnected. They're feeling like they're not sure where they belong in the midst of all of this. And then I know so many adults that, I mean, I know the times I've walked up to a gathering or whatever where I don't know that many people, a wedding where maybe I don't know a ton of all the people, and I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, you know, I want to go into the like normal of like, oh, I'm just gonna like stand in the back and just like be to myself. And so we probably could be challenged to kind of just step out. What would we tell ourselves as adults in that time? And that's kind of what maybe we should be encouraging our junior hires at that time.
Yeah, and encouraging them to be firm in who Jesus says that they are, that they know, who maybe even their parents are saying, hey, you're valuable, you're seen, and you're known. And really live that out, and being firm in like, I'm myself. This is my name. I'm Emma, and like I can go be friends with people. Simple as that.
And I'm going to be accepted, and maybe that's okay if I'm not. It doesn't mean that I am not an acceptable human being. Yeah. And this is kind of like the groundwork of, I mean, it kind of just gets even a little bit more challenging as it goes a little deeper into 8th grade, and then we're on into high school. Kind of, this is kind of that foundational work that's happening in. We're starting to tell ourselves some of these lies that we might actually believe long into adulthood, at beginning probably in junior high. So just encourage your students, especially your students, to be involved in small groups in whatever way. I mean, gosh, if they're needing to stay at home, we totally get it. I love that there's an online option, but they need to be connected, because I think what they'll end up hearing is that they are not alone in the ways that they feel. And I would say that's like, again, I mean, we can admit to the same thing as adults. So I just think sometimes we may overthink it. I know I think of junior high. I remember myself in junior high. We were just talking about this. Like, you just leave elementary school, which is like 6 or 7 years long. You know, you go to junior high, and you know you're only there for a couple years. So it kind of feels like you don't really want to invest in too much, and you're kind of trying to figure yourself out, and you're kind of just waiting to get into high school to some degree. But it kind of becomes like this black hole of time because you just feel lost, and you're kind of trying to figure yourself out and trying to figure life out. And so this is the time that we lean in and help the most. And can actually see a lot of fruit of that as our students grow up into high school and then into college and become young adults. So what are you think are things, so what would you bring in, what would be an encouragement you would give a junior hire? What would be an encouragement, or even a parent right now, like what would be an encouragement that you could share with them in the midst of all of this?
I would say, I think usually all of everything I say always goes back to understanding identity and taking that time right now to invest in yourself. And whether that, obviously, sure, it's been super hard to connect with people right now, but it's also a really great opportunity to do self-reflection. And even for a junior high student, sometimes I do it. I jot down like, this is how I'm feeling today, and these feelings aren't all that great, but I don't have to be dependent on these feelings because this is who God says that I am. Or even if they're lacking that connection or understanding of like, well, I don't know who God says that I am. What do they know about themselves that are true? What are parents telling them? What are leaders or friends saying? Like, my friend says that I'm a very good, loyal best friend, that I'm a good listener, and those things are true, and those things are also biblical when they meet that connection and understand, oh my gosh, this didn't just happen one day. Like, God gifted me with this ability, and this is who God says that I am.
Wow.
So I think just investing in that time of understanding who they are, understanding the feelings and emotions that they feel right now. That's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and feel them for a second, but you don't have to be dependent on feeling anxious or depressed or lonely or anything like that. You don't have to stay there. That there's always like, okay, let's pick up and let's go invest in ourselves and let's see how we can connect with people.
Wow.
So
that's great. I mean, again, I keep bringing it, but even for the adults out there, that's just great. That's just great stuff right there. Okay, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. We did this with Shane just last week. They were not rapid. They were not rapid questions and rapid answers. I laugh because but just to get to know you a little bit more, I put together about 20 questions. Some of them are some of the ones we kind of did with Shane last week, but that's because I really liked them.
Yeah.
So let's just hit like 20.
Okay.
So what's a recent book that you finished that you loved?
The recent book that I finished, it's called Captivating. And I'm so bad at remembering authors.
I think it's Eldridge. I think it's Eldridge's last name.
Yes. Yeah, and it's all about just like women in the Bible, and as I'm entering this new role, really. So that's my most recent book. It was super cool to see just how like God's intention and design of creating women and the gifts, the spiritual gifts, just everything in their needs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, favorite Disney ride. We have Disneyland here, so favorite Disney ride.
I love the Peter Pan. Is it like a certain name, or is it just called Peter Pan?
I think it's the Peter Pan ride.
Okay, maybe it's just I don't know. I'm not like one of those Disney like, oh, they know everything. Right. We've got a few Northpointers who are like super invested in Disney.
Yes.
I love them.
Yes.
But the Peter Pan ride, I just love it.
Yeah.
Super simple. It's like 40 seconds and the line is like 2 hours, but I love it.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, that's good.
Disney.
Okay, it's lunchtime.
Okay.
We're going to lunch. Okay. Where are we going?
Pizza.
What's your pizza? Oh wow. A specific brand?
Oh
yes.
Right around the corner.
Good.
So
good.
I love
choice.
Pizza.
That's excellent. And leftovers are just as good.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Cold or hot? Oh really? You'll heat it back up? I love cold pizza in the morning.
My mom
does
weird. Too.
Yeah.
I have to heat it up. I gotta get the full experience.
Gotta get the full experience. It's a whole different, it's like a dessert. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It is not. Okay, hardest pain to get over.
Hardest pain, like physical pain?
Let's talk about emotion. Let's say emotional. I feel like that's, emotional pain.
I think when you really feel helpless, and there's been a season of life where I've felt that, but there was something so beautiful about that season of life when I felt hopeless because Jesus was the only person that became my all and everything, independent. Even though I was like battling this with God, I'm like, oh, why do I feel this way? Like, oh, this is unfair. Just get me out of this already. It really did become that one and only, like, Jesus is my all. Like, I have to be dependent on you, fully and utterly dependent. But also the pain of feeling helpless just is awful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, favorite way to start your day. How do you like to start your day?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't imagine someone not. I mean, I know some of you guys might not be coffee people, but I feel so bad. I love.
Okay, so I just said black coffee, coffee with cream, sugar.
I'm okay with black coffee, depending on the bean.
Okay.
I'm pretty specific about my coffee brand.
Okay.
I might be a little bit picky. I might reach out into like. I spend a lot of money on quality coffee, but black, maybe some cream. Sometimes I'll even froth it.
Okay.
So depending on the mood I'm feeling.
Wow. So just kind of like
whatever. But iced coffee is my absolute favorite.
Okay.
So,
when are you the most inspired? What time of day, or just maybe even seasons?
Yeah.
Like, when do you feel the most inspired?
Definitely in the winter, which is so odd because usually winter's the waiting and it's cold, you're waiting for spring. Yeah. But I feel like a thrill in the chilly environment, and then when the rain comes and you can see the mountains, and just like there's so much clarity that's brought in that. So probably the winter season, and definitely the mornings.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I like
so much
that crisp morning.
Yeah.
Are you a morning person? Do you like waking up early?
I am a morning person.
You are?
Yes.
I'm not a morning person.
That doesn't mean I'm always happy with it. Definitely. Like, if you ask my family, I probably won't talk for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that I usually my first person to talk to is a Starbucks drive-through person. If you could teach one subject in school, what would it be?
Oh, math.
You like math?
I do. I love math because there's one answer. With like language arts or there could be like different varieties. Okay. Maybe it could be this, it could be this. I like one answer. Give me one answer. And
I
math,
love it.
It really challenges my brain. I love it.
All right. What is one thing you still have from childhood?
I have this little bear. I don't sleep with it. I'm not okay.
I love how the moment she says it, she's like, I can't believe I just said this.
Weird, I promise. But I have this yellow bear, and it was actually given to me when I was a baby. And my babysitter at the time, it was her son's bear, and it's yellow, and he was so close to me, and I even remember, even like as an infant, I don't know how I could remember these little things, but he unfortunately passed away from cancer, and he gave that to me, and so I've just like had that with me forever, and it's got it's sewn with patches. It's been through quite the ringer.
Oh, I love that though. Okay, you actually already answered this already. You only play the piano or keys. When did you learn?
I learned when I was, I believe it was 6th grade.
Okay.
I started in 6th grade.
You took like piano lessons?
Yeah, I started before, but it was just me just like doing my own thing. And then started 6th grade lessons,
Okay, and then you kind of have done it all through, then you did junior high and high school. Okay, and you've been playing on worship teams for how long?
I started sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
So sophomore, junior, senior, maybe like 4 years?
Okay.
4 or 5?
Okay.
I don't even know. How old am I? I can't do, maybe I shouldn't teach math.
Time. Yeah, no, she just mentioned loving numbers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, what makes you laugh no matter what?
Ooh, what makes me laugh no matter what? Can it be a person?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's my mom. She is just... She's not even, she's just a funny person.
Okay.
Things she says, she's super clumsy. She's just hilarious and just has these oddball thoughts. She's like, I have an idea, and it's the most random idea or whatever. Always just laughing and cracking up.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay, what does creativity mean to you?
Ooh, creativity to me... That's a deep question. I like it. I'm like, when am I most creative? What makes me creative? I think, man, I'm really trying to get an answer to that.
So I think oftentimes people correlate creativity specifically with things like maybe art or dancing and stuff like that. Do you feel like it's like that niche? Do you feel like it's very specific, or do you feel like creativity can be just a variety of things?
I think for me, creativity happens when I'm alone, when I'm invested in journaling and writing down every single thought, and honestly, when I go out and get into nature.
Okay,
it's just such a clear space for me. Because I'm like, wow, God's so creative. He created that mountain or that tree.
You're inspired by His creativity,
absolutely.
And that causes you to be creative because of it. I love
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I also agree with it. I love being out and going on a hike or whatever, and just kind of being in nature for sure.
Totally.
Okay, what's heavily on your playlist right now, music-wise?
I actually just. MosaicMSC.
Oh, so good.
They dropped a few new songs. Oh my gosh. It's probably the most trendy, hip, weird Christian music right now, but I love it. It's so cool. Yeah.
So that's playing on repeat right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Important lesson in life for someone to learn.
Important that I've experienced?
Yeah, let's say that.
Again, identity. I grew up following in my older sister's footsteps in pretty much everything. I felt like I had to have the same teachers, did the same sport, and I literally did all those things until I realized, I'm my own individual person. And
so
that's
finding yourself.
Finding myself, yep.
That's really cool. I like that. What's something you're tired of?
Like right now?
Yeah.
Just school. Ooh, hopefully no one... I know.
Hey, it's honest. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm in my last semester of college right now.
Okay.
So I'm graduating in December. I only have a month and 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
So I just need to push, but I've got that senioritis stuff.
Yeah.
I really just want to hang out with students all the time and like plan like, junior high stuff. Yeah. And so then I have to get on school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm over Zoom just like our students are right now.
Yeah, so you personally understand what it feels like.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm like over it.
Oh my gosh. What do you do to relax?
I really enjoy working out.
Okay.
But intense like workouts. I know that sounds weird because you just said relax, and I'm like, give me the hard stuff. But I like thrive in the like the quickness, and so I actually do like circuit training with a personal trainer, and so it's just like afterwards I guess I'm like out and relaxed. But stuff like that, I think being active in that way of stuff I really enjoy is my relaxed downtime.
Well, Rick Warren said this years ago, and that was that people that work with their mind a lot, they relax with something like gardening or doing something with their hands. Yeah. And someone that works with their hands a lot, they tend to relax by reading or doing things that cause their brain. So I wonder if because you are you're in school and you're doing so much work in your head that that's you find actually relaxing and doing this physical activity. That makes sense. I mean, that would fall under that for sure. Yep. Okay, television show you recently binged.
I re-binged.
Re-binged. Okay. I'm sure it's a word. Not the person to ask.
Rewatched and binged Stranger Things because I was so sad about season 4 not coming out, so I just rewatched it all.
Nice. Man, that might be inspiring me to do it.
Yeah,
That's
good.
It's good.
I love it.
It's really good. Okay, name something that you've learned the hard way.
So many things from my dad, so I'm trying to think of like a specific lesson.
I love that.
The lectures.
Specifically Dad. Way to go, Dad.
Endless lectures. I love it though. Something I learned I think it was being taught how to drive. He like pushed me for so long. He's like, come on, let's go drive. And then when I finally got to a point of like, okay, I'm ready, it was like the worst experience ever because he understood that I was his last child to drive and he didn't want to teach me. He got sad.
Oh, that's
But he made it
sweet.
so hard on me. And
so that's great.
Learning how to drive was a lesson in itself, and it was difficult.
Yeah, I would love to hear anybody out there because I learned to drive stick. That's like literal. We only owned a manual car, and so I learned how to drive stick. I took my test and I failed my first one. I'm actually putting it out there right now. I failed my first. I was so heartbroken. I didn't want anybody to know. I told them tell them that they just didn't, that my appointment was canceled or whatever, because I didn't want anybody to know. But I would love to hear if you guys drive stick. That's a lot of fun.
Lessons. Oh my gosh, and the lesson I learned about speeding.
Did you
from
get a
driving? I did. I promise I'm a good driver. You can trust me. I did.
Wait, while you were in student?
Oh no. This was like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I got a ticket for speeding, and I'll say this is my argument because I can't back down. Is I was speeding, but I wasn't going fast. Does that make sense? So the speed limit gave me a limit, and I can admit I was speeding past that limit, but I wasn't going fast.
Okay.
So I'll just leave that there.
We're going to find out more about that.
You'll have to ask me about that story. Yeah, that was another lesson.
Oh, that's great. Okay, if you can make a documentary about anything.
Oh my gosh, I love documentaries.
I love documentaries too. What would you make it about? You can make anything.
Oh my gosh. Probably something to do with traveling.
Okay.
And someone following me or me following them on traveling across the US or something, or finding, I don't know, something to do with traveling.
I love that. Yeah. So are you wanting to travel someday?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What place do you want to go to? What's at the top of the list?
I really want to go to Europe.
Okay.
I would love to go to Europe, or oh my gosh, I can't think of the name. Anyways, Europe is on my list. I did the southern states about 2 or 3 summers ago with 2 of my best friends, which was super fun. We came from Alabama all the way back to Texas,
I've done that drive a few times.
California. So that was super
It's mainly Texas, let's be honest. It's mainly Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Texas is
big state.
and you go through like the whitest part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it before, and it's the most important one. Favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow. You knew right out of the gate.
Oh yeah. Ever
Oh.
since I was little, yellow's been the color. Never
Oh, well, yellow's like a smiley color. Like
Yeah.
every time I hear yellow, I think
Yeah.
like bright, happy,
Yeah.
smiling, like
Yep.
light.
changed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is Emma, truly. If
Aw.
you've never met Emma before, she is very much the color yellow. She's
Aw.
just very joyful and happy, and hopefully you just got a chance to get to know Emma a little
Yeah.
bit more.
This was
Maybe you're a junior higher and you're like, okay, I could kind of see myself maybe doing this
Yeah.
now. Okay. Well, we invite you to be a part of
For
it,
sure.
a part of what's happening on Student Ministries. And then, of course, we're going to drop in links for their YouTube channel.
Yep.
And even for you parents of junior hires and high schoolers, know that there are some safety things you have to answer some questions, because we want to make sure it's a safe place. But
Yep.
yeah, other than that, any last thoughts?
No last thoughts.
No last thoughts.
But come in.
I love
Yeah,
it.
if you've got
Yeah.
questions, ask me.
Yeah.
Ask us.
Yeah. We love you guys. Parents who are out there, we just commend you guys. You guys are doing a good job. If nobody's told you today,
Oh my gosh.
you're doing a good job, okay? I know it's been a rough year. I know it's been so hard and such a trying time as everybody's trying to have patience for it. But I just want to encourage you as a parent right now. You've done good. You're doing good. Take a deep breath. Pray lots, and we are for you, and we are also praying for you. So it's been a great time. I know it's totally different this time, but we hope that you had a good time with us too, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.